Hey there, so today I'm going to be walking you through the very first step to building a website, which is to purchase your hosting and your domain name if you don't already have one. So if you scroll down, you'll see I have a resource and information section, and there's a bunch of other tabs here as well, but we're going to start with the hosting and domain one. And as you can see, there is a brief summary here basically describing what hosting is and what a domain name is. So just to summarize it for you, hosting is just like purchasing your own piece of land in the internet world to build your website on. And the domain name is just your website address. So for example, mybusinessname.com. So the hosting company that I recommend and I use for all of my clients and myself is SiteGround. They are super fast. They're probably one of the fastest hosting providers out there right now, so I highly recommend them. So here we are on their website, and as you can see, we have 3 plans to choose from. So if you are going to be making multiple websites, I would go with the Grow Big. This is the one that I use because I need unlimited websites. I make a lot of websites, so this is the plan that I go for. However, most of you, if you are only building one website, you would go with the startup plan. So the startup plan is only $3.95 a month when you first sign up, and then after your sign up term, it is $11.95 a month, which is super affordable in comparison to all the other hosting companies out there. So I'm just going to go over some of the key features that you will need. So for one, 24/7 support, which is awesome because you never know when you need to call in for support. You have a 30-day money-back guarantee in case you change your mind and don't want to run your business anymore. And you also have a free SSL certificate. And that is super duper important. Google requires you to actually have this little padlock here to show that your website is secure, and that's what the SSL certificate does. A lot of companies still charge for that. For instance, GoDaddy at the current time, I believe they charge about $75 US for an SSL certificate. So the fact that they offer that completely free is awesome. So that is important. You also get free email accounts, which is also something that you would typically have to pay for. So you can have an info@mywebsite.com or a sales@mywebsite.com. So that is really great as well. There's a bunch of other options, but I'm not going to go through all of them. They get pretty technical, but what you do need to know is that you have the support, you have the SSL, the 30-day money-back guarantee, and the free emails. So we're going to go ahead and click on this orange button to get this plan. And you have 2 options here. You have the option to register a new domain name, or you can select that you already have a domain name. So if you already have a domain name, you simply want to put it here, and later on we'll go through how to transfer that domain name over or point it to the website that we create. But for now, I'm going to do register a new domain name. And what I am going to do is I'm going to put in my domain name that I want to purchase here. So DIYbossacademy.com. So as you can see, you can select different .com, .ca, .us, .net, .org. I highly recommend selecting a .com if you can. If you can't, .net is okay. .org is if you are an organization that is like a nonprofit organization or a school. But I would try and stick with the .com. And if you are located in Canada, .ca is great as well. If you are local and you are not doing business outside of Canada, I would go for a .ca. So we have added our domain name, and as you can see here, it's $15.95 for the entire year, which is awesome. So we're going to go and proceed. And once you get on this page, it's going to ask you for your information. So email, password, your address. You don't need to put your company name, but you can. VAT, you don't need to put that either. You want to put your credit card information. And we're going to go and scroll down to this section, which is important. So as you can see, the plan that I selected is a startup. The data center, you don't have to worry about that. Now the period. So as you can see here, it's automatically selected at 12 months. So if you're new and you're not really sure if you're going to be running your business for very long, 12 months is fine. But if you are certain that this is a business that you are going to be running for a while, I highly recommend going for the 36 months. And the reason why I recommend going for the 36 months is because it locks you in at the $3.95 price for the entire 36 months instead of you only getting that price for a year and then having to pay the regular price of $11.95 for the remainder of the years that you have the website. So I always go for the longest term possible at the discounted rate, but it's entirely up to you. And when I do sign on my clients, I give them the option, but they usually sign up for the 12 months. So 12 months is fine. Just remember that once the 12 months is up, you will be renewed at the regular price of $11.95. So as you can see, right now you would only be billed $47.40 for the hosting for the 12 months. Now, if you scroll down, you see the domain registration is added on there if you don't already have one. So that's $15.95. So we're only at $63.35 for the entire year. Now, one option that I highly recommend you get is the domain privacy. So the domain privacy is only $12 for the first year. It's $24 after the first year, but I highly recommend it because it actually protects your personal information. So your email address, your address is all hidden, so people don't spam you to death with emails and spam mail. So you don't really want that. It's really annoying. I never used to get it in the beginning when I was first doing websites, and it got super annoying. I was getting tons of emails, so I highly recommend adding the domain privacy on there, but it is optional, so it's up to you. The SG Site Scanner, you don't need to get this, but it's a great option as well. It checks your website daily and immediately notifies you if your website has been hacked or injected with malicious code. So this is really awesome to get as well. So if you get that, it's only going to be $95.15. If you don't, it's $75.35. So usually when people are just getting started, they can go for the $75.35. If you do decide to add that on later on, no problem. You can do that through the back end of your account. And then you just want to select here, I confirm that I have read and agreed to the SiteGround Terms of Service and Policy, Privacy Policy, and you don't need to select this one unless you do want the special offers and mail from SiteGround. So you select Pay Now, and then you are good to go.